and I'm joined with the beautiful, the talented Raisa Reyes. And I was thinking before we started this conversation, I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy that we've now like known each other for 4 years.
Jesus. We
I
need to
know.
hang out more in person
I know.
because I love your
Yeah.
perspective. You're so insightful. Okay, so what do I want to say about myself? I'm a native New Yorker. I have a TikTok and an Instagram, and I work in fashion. And I also have a fashion line, like a small fashion line where I make clothing ethically made here in the garment district in New York City. And I have a t-shirt and silk scrunchies. So love fashion, love vintage fashion, love like the history of fashion. And I also just love the beauty world as well. So yeah, that's
I
I think what I share about on social media, particularly TikTok.
and when I'm so obsessed with and I'm so obsessed with your content. Like I
Oh,
cannot
thank you.
stress enough. It's so good. And it's been really amazing to watch the journey. And I just want to say that when we were connected, you were doing much different stuff. Not that you weren't
Yeah.
obviously still in this world,
Yeah.
but it's so cool to also have seen you transition from very much being in the wellness world and then doing like really moving into this like this new passion, not new passion project, but into this era that you're in now.
Yeah. And I guess what I would say about that is that like I really was in the wellness world, the healing world, because I needed to heal a lot. You know what I mean? And like I
Yes.
learned so much about it and I was like, I need to share what I've learned with other people. And I think you've been the same,
a
where
hundred
it's like,
percent.
wow, I've like benefited so much from this. I need to share this with other people because I see, and like even in the eyes of people walking down the street past me, I see that they need this. So I got really passionate about like sharing these healing modalities with other people and helping
Mm-hmm.
people heal and giving modern mystery school life activations, and then like our the consultancy that I had before, and it was really amazing. And I'm so glad I did this, and I'm also really glad that I've now come back to like I think what is like the thing most in my heart, which is fashion. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like it was so cool
absolutely.
to like come back to that, which
Absolutely.
healing helped me
Okay.
do.
And even though this is not going to be like what we focus on totally, I just
Yeah.
think like your background in the healing tools is so cool. And you just said so you're like trained in the modern mystery school, but then didn't you also do Psych K as well?
Yeah, I did Psych K, and I still do modern mystery school healings,
Hmm.
particularly for like people I know and meet in person.
That's so
But like,
cool.
yeah, because it's just like something that I like, and like this is so of value, you know what I mean? That I just want to
Hmm.
share it with people. But so I don't do Psych K anymore, just because I thought the modern mystery school stuff. I was like, these healing modalities have helped me, like are just like really profound. So I want to focus on these.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so that you still would say you carry into that's like still carrying into your life now.
Yeah,
Cool. And I was so
yeah, it's just
curious
not
if
my
you,
focus.
yeah, which totally makes sense. And then, okay, I was curious. I was like, I wonder if you still are doing like one-off work with people. And I'm happy to hear that you are, because
Yeah.
I'm like, you're such a shining light in this space.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Cool. Oh my God. Okay. So recognition as a projector from my side of the street, because it's so interesting to me, like how we can see someone and really see, I like things, we can see things that are going on, but of course we can also truly project things that are not. But from what I've been seeing, watching this like transition of yours into the beauty and the wellness space, excuse me, not the wellness space, but out of the wellness space into beauty, into your clothing line, which is so cool, and watching it like
Yeah.
literally get into stores in New York. um I feel like one of the things that you've really like one of your super strengths is the fact that you recognize yourself first throughout this whole process. And have you felt like you've recognized, I'm like so curious, have you felt like you've recognized yourself, or are you like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
The self recognition is like the key. It's and I know we're told that as projectors, and you know what, you saying it now, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the thing we're supposed to do as projectors. But no, it's key. Because like how the fuck else can you show up and be like, this is my opinion on fashion and beauty and blah blah blah, if you don't believe it? It's like I've been thinking a lot about acting actually. Like I follow this like Instagram account about acting, and all these actors have quotes on it. And it's basically like you have to, I think, and I've always like been into acting, and I think in order to act you need to believe you're the character.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
sorry for the barking. That's Loki, my chihuahua. He just went to the vet. He's riled up.
I
But
love
you
it.
have to believe it about yourself, and as projectors you have to believe it, and that's where the healing comes in, right? You have to heal to like
Yes.
see yourself for who you really are. And also like you also just have to show up and do it while you're terrified and don't believe it sometimes as well. And then you start to
Yeah.
believe it because then people reflect it back to you, and people will say the nicest things in your comments and also the worst things in your comments.
But because you already have your own self definition and you already know how to recognize yourself, it's like that's not gonna like, I mean, obviously, do any of us like to read negative comments? No. But it's like I bet
No,
you that you can just like really roll through it so much better than if you were like looking for those comments to tell you who you are.
totally. And like, I think what you're talking about, this is like all reminding me of both what I've done and also what I want to continue to do, which is be like, no, this is who I am. I say this is who I am and this is who I am. And I also have to do the hard work of showing up as basically like what we're told. Like, you're reminding me that what we're told as projectors is that we need to recognize ourselves. And the thing is, you have to decide like who you want to be in the world, and then you need to show up as that version of yourself and do it even, and you have to believe it, but you also have to like show up as that version of yourself when you don't believe it. Because if you start doing that, and for me, like posting on social media, people will start reflecting that version of me back to me and be like, wow, you're like so whatever. And they tell me the nicest things in the comments, and also I get the meanest comments sometimes. But it's just so validating to get those great comments, and you believe it more and more and more. And you just, it picks up speed.
Is when I see you, it's like not a fake it till you make it. It's like I can tell you really are like strong and confident in who you're showing up as. Like it's not a costume.
Yeah.
So like walk me through that process.
Yeah. I think like you have like through the healing, I started to believe it. I started to want to see who I really am and be like, wait, I
Mm.
am that thing that I've always wanted to be deep in my heart. Like I literally already am that. And like, by the way, my whole life people have told me that. I just haven't even like, I've kind of, as the years have gone on, started to drown that out and not show up as that as much because I needed to heal. So healing brings you
Mm-hmm.
back to yourself, and that healing helped me kind of get that kernel of like, this is who I am. And then
Mm-hmm.
the work of everyday life and of like having your dream career and your dream relationship and your dream life is like being your dream self. So at first it does feel a little bit like a fake it till you make it situation where you're like, I have to show up as this today. But then like it's insane how quickly it picks up steam and you start to believe it and feel it and know it in your heart. You're like, no, this is who I am. And like those haters with the mean comments like are wrong. Sorry.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? And then like it's
Yeah.
just you pick up speed.
That I think that makes so much sense. And I'm curious, if you follow P the Fairy at all. Do you
Who?
follow
Pia.
P
Oh
the
yeah,
Fairy?
yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think that's so cool. Like when our own experiments like mesh with what other people are validating and experimenting with as well, because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that really reminds me of so much of the work that they're doing. And it's just,
Yeah.
I just love that when we're all in our own authentic lane, we're like picking up similar tools and similar like rules and like, oh, like, look, because her whole thing is like that if you're rendering reality as yourself and you're like, no, this is who I am, this is who I am, like it's just going to render around you. Like
Yeah.
what you're bringing up internally is, it like has to. And I'm like, oh, I love that.
It's so true. And I think like this is also getting into this is a I don't know if this is a bit tangential, but it's also getting into like creating in the masculine and in the feminine because like I feel
Mm.
like recently in order to like build what I've built, I had to get back a little bit into my masculine where I was like, no, like you have to
Mm.
post regularly, like you have to show up and like produce things for other people to consume so that they know you exist. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And whether that be like videos, whether that be clothing, like whatever modality feels good to you and what feels good to your heart. And I had to get into my masculine, but now I'm like, okay, like I have to like balance back into the feminine. And I realized like if I really need to balance both, because like being in the feminine, meaning like taking time to relax, taking time to do things because I want to do them, spending money on things just because I feel like it, because I want that thing, because it'll make me happy. Doing those things and like feeding my feminine side and like valuing myself enough to like relax, that works so much. You can't just do that. You can't just do that. That you need the masculine, you need the action, but like now that I'm getting both into balance, like it's amazing how like when I rest, I get great ideas that I act on it and like doing that one tiny little thing and then resting a bunch will produce bigger results. You know what I mean? Than if I just been
Mm-hmm.
pushing, 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 pushing. So like there's also that balance, which
Mm.
I think
Oh,
people like Pia talk about as well.
yeah. Tap. Oh, absolutely. And it also, like what you just said, I'm like, that's literally like if someone is like, how do I project? How do I be a projector? Like, well, I'm like, okay, just go back, listen to that. That's like the
Yeah.
roadmap. I really, really feel strongly that that is the projector roadmap, what you just said, of
Yeah.
like, you have to allow yourself to be seen. Because if you're
Yeah.
not
You
out
have
there,
to.
no one is going to bust down your door and be like, do you want to be an aligned projector or not?
Like
But
to be harsh about it, no one's going to give a fuck
yes,
about you if you're not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like if you're not producing work that other people can engage with and that produces value to them, no one's going to care about you.
yes, give it
You
to
have to
them
kind of like
straight.
give them stuff.
100%. And I love that and I also really like that you're talking about like the duality of like masculine and feminine, because there's obviously is an action component. You have to show up
Yeah.
and be seen. But I think that people, okay, I'll speak for myself. Sometimes I'll be afraid to go into my like feminine receiving,
Mm-hmm.
even though I know that's how we operate best,
Me too.
to be in that, like, okay, actually, like the most magic happens when I do take care of myself. And like you said, go out and like literally like refresh. You're like, okay, I want to refresh my wardrobe today and I'm going to do it. And is
Yeah.
there a good reason? No, I just want to.
Yeah. No, this is something I've been working on recently is being like, okay, now fun. My heart wants
Yes.
fun. So let's go have fun, and like no, I don't have to vlog it on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to, I
Ooh.
can. Like, today I'm vlogging. I need to take a snippet of this interview, but I'm doing it because I feel like I want to today. But,
Yeah.
since it's the weekend, I take the weekend off a lot of the times. And yeah,
Okay. That actually is something that I think is really interesting to talk about too, is the piece of, okay, and actually, yes, especially because you are a 4-1 projector, which is such a special, special energy to be on.
I've
I
never understood what being a 4-1 means.
I know it's a wild one, because the 4 is that outward facing like people person, and
Yeah,
it is about your connections, but that 1 is that inner like skeptic and needs that alone time and really needs to
yeah,
like build for yourself, and it's like all about only you. Like the 1 is the foundation for you and you alone that you build on, which then allows you to be that outward facing like networking person. And it's
yeah.
interesting the like go, it's like that inside outside, inside outside, inside outside is how I see that 4-1 really operating. Yeah.
That was beautiful. I feel like that's so accurate. And I feel like now that you say that, I feel like social media is a great outlet for me because like I can make it
Mm.
for me, but like I'm
Mm-hmm.
also actively like having a conversation with my audience. I want to make stuff that my audience like, finds
Yeah.
value and they don't have to like it, but for it to be valuable to them
Yes.
and help
Yes.
serve them, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
also, it has to be for me first, basically. It has to be like, wow, I think the world needs this. And then I'll
Yeah.
share it. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And that honestly also speaks to that one, because I feel like the one is very practical. The one is very
Yeah.
much like what is stripped down to like, what are the essentials? What do I need? And it's
Yeah.
like, that makes sense that you're like sharing from this place of like, okay, here's what we're like popping out. But my question is, when you are someone that is sharing your life, and I think you're so amazing about letting people into your world and your process, like, and just,
Oh,
oh my
good.
gosh, I'm so excited if people have not seen your TikToks for them to like go in. It's just you're so engaging in the way
Mm.
that you share, and you're just so natural
Oh, thank you.
in that space. And I mean, like, your stats are speaking for themselves. But how do you decide like what to keep private and what to share? I think that's like a really interesting
It's so important.
process. Yeah.
It's so important. I feel like I keep kind of most things private is how I feel a little
Cool.
bit. You know what I mean? Like
Cool.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love sharing my life, but I feel like what I share about my process related to like fashion and beauty and creativity and
Hmm.
also, yeah, like manifesting and stuff. Um, but I feel like a lot of things I keep private uh, because like that I feel like in order to be in integrity with me, like living my life, I kind of need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And like this is
totally.
especially for like the long game, you know what I mean? Like for the long game, I'm like, yeah, like my life it needs to be for me first.
Yes. Oh, I mean, beautifully said. Beautifully said. Um, oh my gosh. That just, I had to then now just like take a peek at your chart. I have your human design chart next to me, and I'm looking at your mix of energy. So you, like me, are a splenic projector. I'm laughing that like, I'm like, okay, my second person that I had on, who's also a New Yorker, is also a splenic projector. I'm like, us splenic projectors. I
I
love it
love
so
being a
much.
splenic projector. Isn't it the best?
Yes, it's a wild one, but it is wonderful.
I love it. I love it. Like I'm
Um,
just like I live on the edge. This is me. This is so authentic to me, you know?
living, yes, living on the edge. It's so real. Oh my God. But I was just like thinking through, I'm like, okay, yeah, excuse me, that 4-1 that really that we just like spoke about, that's like so evident. But then I was like, oh, what is in your channels? And your channel that lights up the throat to the ajna, I'm like, is such a practical, also really beautiful, like long view lens. Cause I was like,
Mm.
oh, when you just said like thinking about the long view, I'm like, now that's what I don't have. LOL. I'm like, I have like no big picture strategy at
Really?
all. Oh my God, no.
Well, we should talk. I feel like I'm actually great at the big picture. And sometimes, like, what I've had to learn, like what we were saying before we started the interview, was my husband being a Taurus sun and rising. He's helped me get the details because, like, I feel like I'm good at the
Mm.
big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm
Well,
always thinking from that perspective, I feel like.
I mean, I love that. And I think that's so cool. And just for if anyone is following along and is a human design nerd, I'm talking about 1762. So it's like a really
Mm,
it's like a scientific process to life.
mm,
And
yeah.
I'm like, what a cool energy to have as it's your like um the mental activity. And what's really cool is it's your throat that it's connected to. So I'm like, that I think is also what makes your videos so like practical and grounded, because it's like, here's my logic.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
because I
then,
feel like, oh no, go on, go on, go
oh
on.
no, I was gonna say, and then I love the juxtaposition between that and then your splenic connection. It's spleen to root, and that's such a magical energy. So I feel like that's like the like amazing like whimsy and joy
Yeah.
and vibrancy. And it's like both of those coming together is just like such a powerhouse mix.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
know, you know how like projectors see themselves more when other people reflect back to them? Like I'm seeing my content better with your help. And I think the thing that I feel like I want to convey is that art is practical. Because you're right, my content is
Mm.
kind of practical, but it's basically all about art, right? It's about beauty
Yes.
and fashion. And like it's really practical. I don't know,
Right.
like art, harnessing art for to enhance your energy is really practical.
Yes. And the way you break it down, it's like, oh, I get that. Like you make it accessible for other people, and like
Mm,
you're giving them an entry point in. Like it's like,
right.
oh, okay, I could do that. Like, oh, I could figure out how to blow dry my hair nice, and that'll probably make my day feel a lot better.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I was like, I need a little more length going on, but I was like, oh, I need to do that. I have one of those fancy hair dryers. I need to blow the dust off of it.
God, it's work, isn't it? It's
This-
work blow drying your hair.
But it
Like
really, I mean,
labor.
it is labor. It is labor. But actually, okay, like tangent, not tangent. That is something that I've really been re also re-engaging in my own life is beauty. And I just think that
Yeah.
it's so easy for people to like um write it off as like fluff or unnecessary or frivolous. And I think with your content you also really show that it's not. It's part of the process of being who you are, and also
Yeah.
part of that self-recognition
Yeah. Oh
process.
yeah.
Like do you see that as, I like, do you agree? I guess I'm like, do you agree with that?
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And the thing is like it doesn't, I think also something I want to say is that like I don't like a full beat of makeup. Like I'm not against it. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Do that. If that makes you feel like the best version of yourself, I pray that you do that for yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
don't always need to have my hair blow dried. You know what I mean? But like whatever it is, like I love natural hair. I love really natural, easy makeup. But like whatever it is that makes you feel like the best version of yourself, like I hope that you show up as that version of yourself for you and take the time and effort and the labor involved, like eat it up, enjoy it, do it, even when it's not fun, because that's a part of like you being a god or goddess here on planet Earth is
Mm,
is doing that. I
mm-hmm.
think it's so important. It like totally changes the way you engage with the world. Like I the reason I was talking about acting earlier is I feel like
Oh
we're
yeah.
all acting essentially. Like and
Yeah.
the thing is like with conditioning is like we act like a non version of ourselves,
Yes.
or we have the power to act like who we really are. You know what I mean? And like, it's not acting doesn't mean it's fake. It's like we have a choice at each moment to be ourselves or to not be ourselves, or to be this version of ourselves or to be that version of ourselves. And different things are called for at different times. And that's where like discernment and like free will comes in. But like, yeah, show up
Mm.
as the version of you that you want to be. And just because it's hard to do that doesn't mean it's not authentic to you.
What would be your like, what would you say would be like, I hate to be like, what's the number one tip? But what would you say would be like something that if someone's like, okay, I really struggle to choose to be me,
Mm-hmm.
what would you have like a succinct little tip for someone that's like, okay, I'm ready to move the needle? Like, do you think that there is, can it be boiled down to like one starting point?
I mean, okay, I have like two right now.
Cool.
One
Cool.
would be to like literally relax in your body.
Mm,
And right now, one thing I'm doing is this like nervous system reset thing. It's like kind of like a little massage exercise thing you do every day. And it's helping me like reset my nervous system. And like it's unreal how much more I feel like I can show up as myself. Because like
mm-hmm.
my body doesn't feel nervous. So when your body's just like relaxes, you can see yourself so much more clearly. It's like unreal. So that would be one. And I just bring that up first because that's something I'm going through right now. Number
Yeah.
two would be, and this is probably something I've shared more on my social media is, and like it's not number two because it's less, it's number two because it's two in my mind right now, is to like come up with like the dream version of yourself and envision
Mm,
her, make a Pinterest board of her, you know, or him or they, whatever,
yeah.
and just see that dream version of yourself clearly, like write out a list of how they show up in different situations. If they're in a relationship, who are they in a relationship with? Like just like come up with like your dream life and then try to show up as that person in each situation. And if you fail to show up as that person in a situation, like don't be hard on yourself, let it go. And then show up as that person the next time around, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And oh, I'm sorry, I have obviously tie everything back to human design. That's just how I work now. To be a splenic person, if we are not in the present moment, we're in the fucking fear frequency.
Amen. Amen. Like I have been
Right?
thinking, yes. And like I realized all these people on TikTok and everywhere I'm following are basically all just telling me come back to the present moment because I think that's what I need. Because like also
Mm-hmm.
like in terms of like this is random, but like in terms of safety, I know when
Yes.
I'm unsafe. I know
Yes.
because I can
Yes.
feel it. If I'm not in the present
Yes.
moment, I don't get that download clearly. I
Yes.
know when something's a good opportunity for me. I got like a email about like a sponsorship opportunity on TikTok and I immediately got no. So
Hell
I just
yeah.
haven't even it was just a no. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I get a million emails a day.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Mm-hmm.
that one was a no. And it was so I was so grateful that I was in the present moment to be able to register absolutely not.
Yes. And then you
I
don't
don't
have to
care
give
what
it.
they're offering.
Yes. Hell yes. Okay. And that brings me to another interesting thing about the spleen because I feel like the no is so much more clear than the yes. Do
Yeah.
you feel similarly?
Yeah, actually I do. I feel like the yes is kind of often up to me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, actually, it's funny with the
Yeah.
no's, the
Mm-hmm.
spleen has a very clear no, I agree. But sometimes with the
Yeah.
yes, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to take a walk and I'll think about it. Or like, I'll take a, you know, I'll take a few days to think about it. And then it's not that I make a decision, it's more like the decision comes to me, or I
Mm-hmm.
like kind of clearly understand the decision. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But I agree that the
Mm-hmm.
no's are pretty immediate.
Yeah. I just love that example because I've definitely like I'll have that just like it like rings through my body like
Yeah.
lightning. Like it's just like
Yeah.
oh yes. Spleen. It's so weird. It's so weird and wonderful.
I love it. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like now that I know that, it's just so easy. Not easy, like life isn't just, you know, impossibly easy all the time, but it's like it makes life easier
Yeah.
to just
A
like
hundred.
operate using that machinery, my machinery in that way.
Yes. Like that is truly my wish for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that they understand everyone operates differently. And yes, some of us have similar mechanics, but it's all
Yeah.
going to like it's like it comes back it's like it just keeps coming back to you. Keeps coming back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps coming back to you. It's like yes, can other people recognize you? But it's like we could recognize you until you were literally like let's actually use J-Lo as an example. Um like we could recognize you till you're so famous, but if you don't feel it, if you're not recognizing yourself, it's gonna ring so hollow.
Yeah.
It's like the self-recognition is like your side of the street. And if you don't already like know that about yourself, people can recognize you, but it's not going to fuel you.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me.
Or it might up until a point, and then you like might get, I don't know, like I feel like you see that with celebrities where they like are doing really well, really well, really well, and then they hit a certain level of success and it's like too much for them. And they
Yes.
just like crash.
Yes. And
And you
that
can tell like
also
they're not there.
100%. Well, like the reason I bring up Lo is because that documentary was such an incredible example of someone that still doesn't believe what their life is. And like
I haven't seen it.
she's doing so much work on her. It's like she's doing the work, but she's still like won't forgive herself. It's like she's not forgiving herself. And so
Right.
it's just like she keeps going in the same process. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens after
That's so funny because I
years.
have felt about her. I'm like, she's beautiful and amazing. And I love that she's another Puerto Rican woman from New York. And I obviously admire her work, but I can tell that she doesn't, I can tell she's stuck, mainly
Yes.
because of her romantic relationships. It's really obvious. You're like,
Yeah.
wow, girl, like learn the lesson. Or, seems like she wants to. It seems like she
Yes.
wants to learn the lesson.
Literally, that's what the album that and the album and the documentary is like literally her doing the work and being like, okay, what did I learn here? 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 And it's like I think Ben Affleck was her like final boss moment. And I think we're gonna see truly the Lo renaissance as she processes through
I
the
hope
Ben
so.
Affleck stuff.
But this is why it's so valuable to like put the time, energy, money into healing.
Yes.
It's like literally, and I was looking at it that way for the past, like, because I feel like I've spent like the past 5 years, 6 years healing. The
Yeah.
amount of money I've spent, like the time, the financial investment, both on the money I spent on the healings, but also on the money I spent like not having like a corporate job. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I've invested so
Yes.
much into this,
Yes.
and it's worth it because like I'm not going to get to 40 or however old JLo is and have
Mhm.
that crisis. I'm just not.
Yes.
I already did it.
Yes.
I already had the crisis. I'm sure I have so much more healing to do and there will be more, but like no, that's not going to happen to me
Yeah.
because I front ended it. And that was like very, and again, you coming back to you saying I have a very long big picture view, that was me being like, no, like I'm going to do whatever I need to do in order to clear away the shit so I don't have that happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, oh, it's funny. I think of it literally as like shipping and receiving. It's like you're allowing the flow of what's coming. You're like, okay, look at it. And then things are coming out. It's like that flow
Yeah.
is happening in like a 1-to-1. And it's not like you're like, okay, yep, just go into this room and I'm gonna shut the door and we don't see it and it's fine. Which is so many people's processes. They're just like, yep, come
Yeah.
in, come in, come in, come in. And then they're like, oh my God, there's nowhere for anything to go. And then they have a complete breakdown because there's a
It's scary.
room full of stuff that they've never looked at.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
process too, for sure.
That is a process too. And it's like yeah. No, totally. Totally. It's worth it to heal. It's like
Yeah.
you enjoy life more too. Life is more fun
Yes.
once you can
And
actually be yourself in the present moment.
right. Oh my God. I'm like, it's that. And it's also what I'm like hearing is it's like, then you get to choose your life.
Yeah,
You're not living for someone else. You're living for you and what's right for you.
totally. And you get to play. Like life can become more play. Like that's also what I've been like trying to do recently is just be like, okay, like what do I want to? Because I have freedom in terms of like my schedule. I'm like, what do I want to do
Yeah.
today? What
Yeah.
like let's play and like yeah, let's get shit done. And there are some days where I just have to get shit done and I have to do it even though I don't want to do it. Um,
Hmm.
but like there's also the freedom to just do what it brings joy, which should
Yeah.
be the focus.
Amen. Like that is what we are here to do. Like we're here to like
Yeah.
play with energy and be like, okay, I'm here. So what's happening now?
And like the
happens with
cool thing is
this?
that like, and I know you experience this, is that work is play as well. You know,
Yes.
like work is
Yes.
so fun.
Yes. Truly. Like there's nothing I love more than like doing these conversations, working with my clients one on one. I like have to like dance afterwards because I'm just like I get so hype. I'm like, oh yes. Like we're
Exactly.
all winning.
And it's not like, and of course, as projectors, we're like afterwards, like after this conversation, I'm going to lie down for a little bit. You know what I
Fair,
mean?
fair.
I'm
Yes.
going to have to eat something. But so, like, there
Yeah.
is output, there is like, it takes effort, but still, like, this is what life is about for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Oh my gosh. What's on the horizon? Where are we going?
Well,
If you want to share. If you want to share.
yeah, I don't, there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming. I don't even know. I can just feel that, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Is the truth. I know and I don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm just really enjoying what I'm doing right now. I love it. And I'm gonna keep doing that.
Ugh.
Oh, and
Hell yeah.
also, wait, this is something else. So
Mm.
I really like touring people's closets. So I'm gonna start a
Mm.
YouTube series where I tour people's closets and talk to them about their approach to fashion. Because like I love it. And I wish I were in LA. Well, next time I'm in LA, I would love to tour yours if you're up for it.
A
Because like
100%.
how fun.
Yeah. Oh my, literally, I got chills when you said that. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. It's
That would be
gonna,
great, right?
did you ever see this? Obviously, it is not this at all, but Boy Room, did you ever see that series when that came
No.
through TikTok? It's literally the opposite of what you're talking about, but it's this girl that goes into like boys' rooms, but like men
Boys like
actually.
shitty, messy
Yes,
rooms.
yes. And it's like seeing how people live is so incredible. It's
I live
incredible.
for it. And you know how I talk
Yeah.
about decluttering all the time and underconsumption and like
Yes.
just,
Yes.
just the fascinating things like seeing people's spaces is seeing into their subconscious mind for fuck's sake. So it's,
Yes.
you know, so it's so cool. And like knowing that I love learning about other people's holy grail products, like beauty
Mm.
products. Like that's why I share about mine. You know what I mean? Because I want to learn about other
Yes.
people's too. And like I've put so much time and effort into like choosing each thing I have and why. It's fascinating. So that is what's on the horizon. That I really want to do.
Mm.
Oh my
Oh,
God, I should come to LA so I can tour your wardrobe.
yes. Oh my God, please do. I love that too because like especially for me again, post divorce, like figuring out my style again and figuring out like what is happening and like how do I
Yeah.
want to like fully encompass myself has been such a process. I was actually like looking through pictures from a couple years ago and I was like, "Oh my God, this has been so clunky, but like so
Mm-hmm.
necessary to
What have
like
you discovered? What
go
have you
through it."
learned?
I
If you want to
like
share.
oh, totally. I would say like for me there's sometimes a over like there was like a overcorrection. Like I
Yes.
was
I can identify with that. Go on.
like when I was in Texas, I was like really in the like rancher girl, like ethereal. Like I worked at a clothing store that was like all basically all silks and all linens.
Yeah.
So I was wearing super drapey, super like really hyper girly stuff. And
Yeah.
when I came to LA, I was like, oh, actually, I like really want to like embrace more of my just like get into the masculine. And then I was like, I ended up like cutting my hair really short because I was like
Yeah.
looking through old photos of being like, what was a cool haircut that I've had in the past? And then
Yeah.
I was immediately like, okay, I was not supposed to cut my hair short again. I promised myself I wouldn't do that. But like now I know. Now I know. I'm like, we don't need to do the pixie again. Now in 10
Yeah.
years, will it probably happen again? Who's to say? Who's to say?
God, the growing out from the pixie is brutal. You know, I used
Oh,
to have a
you've
pixie
done it
cut.
too. Yes, you've done it
But I
too.
had a pixie cut for years and I did it
Yeah.
twice. I
Okay.
think I grew my hair out to here and then I did a pixie again. I had
Okay.
a pixie cut for years. I loved it. I was thriving in the pixie. I can't go back to the pixie. I can't. Like I'm like, wow, that was hardcore. Like I really like my long hair now. But like I had fun.
Yes. Yes.
But it's a whole energy change.
It is a whole energy. It is a whole energy change. And it was actually really okay. So this is why I love the overcorrection because it's
Yeah.
so clarifying when
Yeah.
you step
Yeah.
out of bounds and you're like, oh, and actually the way that people would interact with me because of how I was presenting, I was like, oh, this is not I'm not at it, I'm not reflecting who I am correctly, and people are really misinterpreting. I'm like sending a signal that's not correct. It was
This okay,
really interesting.
pause,
Okay.
pause. That is
Woo!
it 100% because like you need to portray on the outside who you are on the inside.
Yes.
That's why it's so important the makeup, or if you don't want to wear makeup and that's not you, then don't wear makeup. Whatever it is, do that on the outside so people can know who the fuck you are. Because like
Yes.
otherwise people don't know. People see what they
Yes.
see. And then if you're being yourself on the outside, then people can respond to that and engage with that and maybe not treat you exactly the way you want to be treated, but then that person's not for you. But if you're not even being who you want to be, if you're not being on the outside who you are on the inside, you don't have the opportunity for people to know you. Really. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
A
and I felt this
1000%.
and this is a thing in dating. I learned this in dating. And I remember, I don't know if it was like an expert or someone said, like, you have to, when you're dating, you have to be yourself. Otherwise, how the hell is the love of your life going to know that you're the love of their life? Because they're going to fall in love with you, the real you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
And
my
that's the same
God.
with like adorning yourself. It's
Yes.
not superficial, it is practical.
I mean, okay. Ooh. And now that
Ooh,
we're saying this, like things are coming through. I'm like, what I
yes,
was
yes,
doing. It's like, okay, I've like actually really haven't like put this to words, but I've known this. I was
yeah,
unsubscribing from the male gaze.
yeah,
Like for me, that was had to be part of my
yeah,
process because I had been it's so interesting. And again, gotta tie it back to my human design as an open, like I have an undefined G center. So it's like I can get really caught up in like looking for love and like
yeah.
really looking for like
Interesting.
that as um almost like that will save me from having to do my own work.
Yeah,
That's how I went through my 20s was being like, "Oh, I'm not going to work on myself. I'm not going to work on myself. I'm going to work on literally trying to find a partner that has the things that I want so that I don't have to do it. And then
yeah.
by proxy, I will have that."
Yeah. And I want
And
to say like women do that a lot. Like, oh, let me find a man who'll
totally.
solve all my problems for me. Like, even if he solves, like, no man is going to solve all your problems for you, babe.
No.
You have to solve them for yourself.
Oh no. And it's so interesting because I feel like that's really what I learned from being married. Because even when it was going
Yeah.
well, I was like, oh, I'm still me. Like
Yeah.
getting,
Yeah.
we all are taught, especially like I grew up in Virginia. So it's like just in the water that it's like you're like done. You've like accomplished something once you've gotten married. And it was so eye-opening to get married. And like I was like, my wedding's still one of the best days of my life. It was amazing. Like, who cares that it went crazy? It was amazing. I loved it. It was great.
But it's like, that's the thing. It's not like a failure. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, you had a great time in your life for a few years.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Totally. And no,
Thriving.
I had to go through that whole thing was so karmic and so clarifying because it was like, oh my God, this doesn't solve my problems. I'm still me. I still have to figure out my work, all this stuff. And then it was like, oh, this isn't the right fit, but he like brought me to that place.
Yeah.
And so then when we got divorced and I was like, okay, I have to like figure out who I am again. I moved to LA. I really was just like unsubscribing from like, I'm like, oh, I'm so oriented towards male attention that I actually don't know who I am. And I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm projecting and like what the fuck is going on. So I really again overcorrected into really repelling the male gaze,
Yeah.
from actually being able to do that and like repelling it so intensely that I was like, oh, wow, okay. I was like, well, I still do actually like men.
Yeah.
like, like I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's well, so we're gonna need to figure this out. And then from doing that, from going so hard in one direction, I've now been able to like really get to a place where I'm like, when I'm showing up, I feel so comfortable in my clothes. I like look in the mirror and I'm like, girl, you look good today.
Yeah.
And it's so great to like, and then also be able to pick through my closet and be like, okay, how do I like what's happening today? And it's for me, from me, and it's not for someone else. It's not for someone to see me a certain way. It's literally me broadcasting out. Finally, I'm back to that place of me broadcasting out.
I love that. I'm just gonna
Yes.
I love that because like, oh God, I don't want to show my view. Um, I love that because like, and this is why I say like when people are like updating their capsule wardrobe or their makeup collection, I'm like, buy things slowly. Because like you test one
Yes.
thing out and then you see like how it makes you feel over the course of time. And then you can see, oh,
Yes.
this makes me feel like myself, or this doesn't make me feel like myself, or I like this aspect of I like the color, but I don't like that it's sticky, like whatever. But like it's all these details are so significant and you learn about yourself throughout the process.
Yes. Oh, I could not agree more about the buying slowly because I have made that mistake so many times in my past of being
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm obsessed with this one thing and then going and buying it and like multiple things and then being like, oh, that was just a phase and it would have been way better had I just picked one.
Yeah, or like you needed that thing, right? Like that thing
Yeah.
did serve you. That's why it felt so good, but you didn't need like five,
No.
or like you needed it for that moment in time. Like I've had that where I like buy something or whatever and I needed it. I needed it for that moment in time and it felt really good for whatever reason and it helped me get from A to B. But like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's so interesting when you let those pieces go.
yeah,
I find that is so interesting. That's actually something that I a little bit struggle with because I've learned, okay, because as another like a closet girly, like I used to hardcore get rid of stuff. Like when Marie Kondo
yeah,
came out, I was like,
yeah.
hell yeah, let's get rid of
Same,
shit.
same.
But then I come back around on stuff and I'm like,
Me too. Me too.
man, I should not. Like, I gave away so much Reformation and I'm like back in my Reformation era. And I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it. Why
Yep.
did I give that away?
Yep.
I've learned
I've
to
done the
put
same
stuff
thing.
down. I literally now rotate stuff into my chest and then I can come back to it.
Yeah.
So beautiful to shop your
I've
own
experienced that with
closet.
makeup too. I've experienced
Mm,
that with makeup where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not into this. And then I put it to the side and yeah, like months later, I'm like, oh, now it's a different season. So I need different makeup.
yes. Yes.
But I
Yes.
am also a fan of like just getting rid of shit if you need it. Because some people just hold on to stuff that they don't want because of the sunken cost thing. And I'm like, babe,
Yes.
just let it go. Just let it go.
Oh my God, 100%. Yes. Sometimes you just have to be like, I really will never. And I give away stuff all the time, but there's just certain things that I'm like,
Yeah.
if there's something that like was, you're like, there's certain things like just put it aside.
Just put it
Just put
aside,
it
babe.
aside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust yourself here. Yeah.
Yes. We don't have to go down to 5 items.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can if you
Oh my
want.
God.
You
Like
can if
if
you
that's
want.
real for you, if that's what you want to do, then
Yes.
do that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, this has been such a blessing.
It really has.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time and your gifts and your talents.
Thank you.
Um, I will link your stuff for people to
Yeah.
find you, but yeah, what's the best way that you like people to connect with you?
Um, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I don't know.
Okay. I
They
love
all
that.
feed each other.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Cool.
So I guess I TikTok and Instagram first, I guess.
Okay.
And then YouTube. I definitely want people to follow on YouTube, but like they hear from me more on the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is such a great conversation.
Oh,